I love that Grandma and Grandpa are the oldest because they've set such a great example of love and joy and fun and puzzles, lots of puzzles. Like, they're the ones who started all of that.
I love being around Grandma and Grandpa because they inspire me because every day that I'm at their house, they serve people, people that may not deserve it, but in their hearts they do.
I love them so much because they do lots of stuff for me. Grandma's the planner and Grandpa's kind of the doer, but Grandma sometimes does it with us and Grandpa sometimes arranges it. It's like switching off, so that's really cool too.
I really like playing games at Grandma and Grandpa's house. I really like seeing Grandma and Grandpa react when one of them is losing, one of them is winning. It's really funny, and all of our siblings will laugh about it.
I feel loved by having Grandma and Grandpa in our lives. I mean, it's just nice having them, like there's someone to go to. I like to explore and because they live in the nature now, and I also like to go swimming and mostly just spend time with Grandpa and Grandma.
I play games and I always hug them because I love them. And I hope I take care of them. And I hope I have a good day with them. I make her laugh, she makes me laugh. She says, I like salad and I don't. I say she likes cheese and she doesn't. And it's funny. Can I tell you something? Thank you. Grandpa and Grandma used to have an old house. They have an old house, and now they went to a new house.
Grandpa is really, really kind, and he's always willing to go out of his way for someone else. For example, when Mom has like something to do when we're gonna get out of school, he's like, hey, I could pick the girls up for you, and does that for us. Another example, after he picks us up, he takes us to Mayo, which normally costs a lot of money because Nora gets a lot of toppings.
So he's really good with all of us from 13 to the newborn, and I really like him. I really like watching him play with Megan and stuff where the other night we were playing Phase 10 with the adults, and then he started playing with Megan and that was fun because as we're playing our game, I hear them laughing in the other room. It's really funny, and I like listening to that, the laughter.
The ultimate grandpa. If all the grandpas lined up and I didn't even know him and I got to know everyone, I'd definitely pick him. He's very sweet and he overflows me and my sisters with love, generosity, and time. And he really just impacts my life. And I would be like a plain bagel without him. And he's just a really good person. Grandpa's kind. He's also very loving and nice even when he wants to play games with other people. He plays games with Megan, and I just know him as a kind grandpa and funny. Grandpa played a game with me, and he tickled me. He likes taking us places and doing fun stuff with us. And he really likes playing games with us, and it's fun that he cares.
My grandpa has a lot of energy, which is like amazing because he has 10 grandkids, and I know he really likes that. And he will take me to ballet, and then he'll take Madison to gymnastics. I feel like he has a lot of time to just do anything, and he has a lot of energy to spend time with us.
He seems like he's really happy when he spends time with us. He has other stuff he can do, but he really likes spending time with us, and he's really happy about that. Grandpa, he just spends time with all of us, and he focuses on one person at a time. If Grandpa has his glasses on, that means that they see him better. And if he doesn't have his glasses on, that means he looks weird and kind of funny. And he kind of talked a little bit smile and kind of sharp because if you wake him up, and if I wake him up, that means I would be in trouble.
The favorite memory is when he took me to the fun museum. I was playing with the ambulance. I was sliding down a tree house, and I was playing golf in the fun museum, and I was pretending I had a big ship and it was rocking back and forth, and animals came to save me. And then I was playing with the fire station. I was sliding down the pole. Well, because it was a small one. And I was playing with the builder. I was building small houses. I was playing with the bank thing, and that's all. His hugs are very tight. And he hugs very, very, very tight. And I love when I leave, I hug him and then I say bye. And then I leave, and the next day, I see him. And then I'm like, oh, Grandpa, hi again. And I keep doing that every time I see him, and it actually makes me really happy. I love Grandpa because he always be funny, and he always loves me when I wake up him.
He's funny. He tells a lot of jokes. He likes to tease us just a little bit. He always makes fun. Like, one time at Thanksgiving, I wore a bit of eyeliner, and he was like, your eyes are popping out a little bit, and it was just really funny.
Makes jokes a lot, makes us, like, try not to, like, when he says we're going to Chuck E. Cheese, he's like, oh no, the weather's bad, or something like that, so he's just really funny. He usually takes out his teeth in the spot when he had his old house, which was fun, and he usually dropped them, and I'd put my feet up and I would be like, my grandpa is awesome. Grandpa makes me laugh because he tickles me.
He likes making us laugh a lot, and I love it when he takes us places. He likes helping my mom and dad out. He babysits us when we were younger, so my dad and mom could go out on dates, and he makes sure my mom is comfortable or has her favorite lunch every so often, and he also likes helping my mom out with running, like taking us to different places. So he'll pick me up for ballet, take me to ballet, and he also really enjoys that, which I like.
When Grandpa picks us up from school, I always like riding in his car because he always keeps it really clean and stuff, so that's nice. But he always talks to us, how was your day, and like makes us laugh, and like likes to talk to us, and he is always trying to remember what's going on in our lives. Like at Halloween, I was telling him about my friends, and he was like, wait, that's the one that did the thing with the stuff, and he always knows like what's going on.
Yeah, he's very fun. He likes knowing how our week or month or day has been going.
Yeah, he asks us what stuff we're doing at the moment or what stuff we like to do. Um, so I feel like he really cares about what we like and what we like to do.
I know that he cares, that he spends time with us. It's not like he just really likes spending time with us, and I love that. He always does that.
He likes to do a lot of stuff like with me, like he likes to play backgammon with me and checkers, and also Battleship, and he really likes doing stuff like that. Then he likes doing like puzzles and doing like swimming, and he really likes taking us to the pool and watching us swim.
He loves taking us to Mile. We get to talk a lot, and then my museum is one of my favorites to go with him because I like making him nice crafts. Like once I sewed him like a little pillow that says "I heart Grandpa," and then I love hanging out with him. He took us to Disneyland a couple times and to spend his birthday there, and that was just so generous of him.
He likes popcorn. He likes trees.
Grandpa comes to a lot of our things and invests in our lives in that category. He comes to my soccer games when I did soccer, karate testing. Like, he doesn't just say he's gonna be there, he is there. Like, he's always like cheering us on, and like he's excited to be there.
It was like really encouraging to me that he would come to my classroom all the way from Casterville, and he would drive to my classroom and go to in the morning, and he would come to me and say, "Hi, Nora," and I would hug him really tight, and he would hug me really tight, like his hugs. My friend Juliet, she just had her mom there. It actually made me really sad. I almost cried. And everyone pretty much had their like aunts and uncles, and I was the only one that had my grandpa. And it really helped me that he was supporting me at my classroom, and everyone else just had an aunt, and I was like, oh my gosh, how is that crazy possible? And like I was like, oh, I guess their aunt, I guess their grandma and grandpa just live far away, and my grandpa lives far away to me right now, and he just drove all the way here and just used all his gas or something. He's really encouraging when, like on soccer games, and he cheers for me, and he didn't even want to watch Megan at the park because he wanted to watch me. Whenever I'm like going to somewhere special, he comes with me, and he really supports me doing that. He would root me on my coach, and my coach was like, oh my gosh, Nora's grandpa is awesome. And I was standing there, and grandpa was like, go Sharks, go Sharks. One time he was at my game, and I just heard him say, go Sharks, go Sharks. And my grandpa is actually earthquakes, not the Sharks. So, and then he's like, oh, earthquakes, oh, earthquakes. So
It impresses me when Grandpa doesn't only show up for me and my sisters and my cousins, but for my dad's softball games where we just get to see him run, or at least try. And he likes being there, I think. Maybe? I don't actually know. But he's always there. He beats me there. Like, he beats Dad there, and that's impressive.
He really loves spending time with his grandkids, and not many grandpas do. My friend's grandpa doesn't even pay attention. He just buys her whatever she wants, and she's just spoiled by it. It's just sad, and I'm just grateful that I at least have a grandpa that takes care of me.
Well, Grandpa has a lot of grandkids, and he knows us, and he knows us personally. Out of all 10 of them, he knows each one and what they like and what they like to do and what they prefer. Sometimes Grandpa will ask me, would you like to do this? And I'll be like, sure. And he was like, I know you'd like to do this other thing. Like, he knows what we like, and he knows if we're telling the truth or not about that.
Yeah, he really likes spending time with us. He also likes spending one-on-one time, but it's also fun to spend time with him with all of my siblings because it's fun to hang out with him, and all my siblings really like it, and it's someone that we can go to if we need help. If my parents are gone or if my parents can't take us places at the moment, my grandpa can always do it, and it's always someone that's fun because like not all the people that take us places are like fun to hang out with and actually like enjoy watching us.
He likes to make us laugh and take us places. He also brings us to do things with our cousins, and we enjoy that, but he also likes spending quality time with me and my sisters.
Grandpa looks like an old man.
He lets Grandma take us places, and he lets Grandma do stuff with us if we need her to drive us places and he also likes we go on birthday dates with her and Grandpa, and that's really fun because it's just one-on-one time with him and Grandma, so I really like doing that.
I love hearing stories about when my dad was younger, not just from my dad, but from Grandpa too. Like, my dad and my uncle were very mischievous children, which, thank you, because that gives us a lot of stories. Grandpa loves to tell them, and I love hearing Grandpa and them.
Him and Grandma, sweet kind Grandma, loves taking us to the pool. I've been there a couple times, and I just love hanging out with him, and I haven't seen anybody else go in the pool with me besides my dad, and swim with me, and I can't believe he can do that, and he does that to us because I don't think anybody else would.
Swimming with Grandpa's fun, and in Harold's house, his old house, he would go in the spa with us, and we would eat popsicles. And he was like buying popsicles for us, and I was like, whoa, why would you do that for us? And he's just really nice to us, and he would take out his teeth and they'd fall down, and I'm like, toes up, people. And it was just really fun to me.
He likes to go swimming with us, and play with us. Like sometimes he'll just sit out and watch us, and sometimes he plays with us in the pool. Yeah, it's really fun.
When he moved closer to me, I was like, oh my gosh, yay! Now he gets to take me for more fun places and pick me up. And that actually happened, and it made me really happy. And when I was in kindergarten, he picked me up on Tuesdays, and he would take me to Mile and my sisters really loved that with each other.
He's very giving and gives to people, like, not just like, here's this, here's that. He like gives it with meaning, and like sometimes one time when he gave me a Christmas gift one year, it wasn't just like, oh, here's the thing, whatever. It was like, here's this means a lot to me, this should mean a lot to you, like that.
He also like notices when my mom and dad haven't gone out that much together, so he'll come over and watch us and play games or watch a movie with us while my parents go out. So that's nice for my parents that they always have a person that knows when they haven't spent time together.
He's really loving and kind. He cares about us.
Grandpa is kind, he's loving, he has a bunch of energy.
Yeah, he makes me feel not left out.
Now, this is not a hard one to talk about because he's so selfless. He has given so much. He's just so generous with his love.
He likes me and he plays games. And he always loves me, and after we get there, he will miss me.
One of the ways that I know Grandpa is selfless is I have an uncle, and he can't give back, but say thank you. And my grandpa goes to visit him every once in a while, probably like twice a month, and he can't give back, and I can't believe Grandpa would do that. I mean, that sounds like Grandpa, but not any other grandpa that would do that. And all my uncle can say is thank you, and Grandpa just says you're welcome, and that's just so sweet. It's called unconditional love. This is my grandpa in my mind. Him saying to Uncle Christopher, I love you, and no matter what you've done or what you're still doing, I'm gonna still love you no matter what. And that's just like generous, and he would be a totally different person without two people. Same with my grandma. Like going and visiting him, and it's just so sweet and generous.
Grandma is a sweet, kind, and loving person that makes me really happy when I come over to her house.
Well, I have a lot of things to say about Grandma. She's my teacher, and I love that. And she also helps us with our kids, my siblings' relationships. So she's like a mom, a second mom to me, and a teacher. And she's really loving, and she's kind. And I really love her for that.
Grandma makes learning fun. She adds activities that are fun that they don't say we have to do, but it just makes it a lot more fun and exciting.
I love Grandma because she always loves me and read books, and she always loves me and she always hugs me. She reads books to me. She plays games. She hugs me. She kisses me. Grandma loves taking us places, and she also likes just doing school with us and getting stuff done. She likes getting on schedule.
There's so many things I could tell you about Grandma. She has such personality fit in her body. One day she's gonna explode because she has so much personality.
Grandma's like a squeezing person like Grandpa, and Grandma like takes care of Samson and lets us feed him, and she actually arranges some things too. And Grandpa and Grandma are like a little bit alike. They take us places.
Yes, I love having a grandma that loves to drive. It's amazing. She can take us places where my mom isn't comfortable driving or my dad isn't, or if it's just going to be a really long drive, she can just trade off with us. It's really fun. She actually took us to Tahoe twice now. She took the kids up to meet up with my parents because my parents were having some one-on-one time in Tahoe with Cody. And so then she took all 4 of us kids up to Tahoe to meet with my parents. That was amazing. And she makes it fun to drive. She has all these driving games where you do all the stuff, you look out the window and you play some games. It's really fun.
I know that she loves road trips. A couple years ago, we went to Canada, and my mom didn't want to go alone, so my grandma was like, I'll volunteer. So she drove half of the way. And it was just so fun because she had so many crafts. I lost my tooth, and she told me not to, so I think that's sinning. And she's just so kind. She loves the thrift store, and so do I. Especially Tuesdays, that's what she tells me, because it's senior 50% off.
Grandma likes to read us me.
I think I got my love of reading from my grandma. She likes to tell stories and likes to hear stories and likes to read stories and just all about the stories. Like, I still do. I stay at her house a lot. And every single night, which is a great thing, she tells us stories every night, and it's so much fun. I love stories a lot. and so does Grandma, so I think there's quite the connection there.
Grandma's so good at reading and making all the characters come to life. We read books.
She loves reading. When I was little, I couldn't read, and she taught me to read my first word, that. The word that I have all over my area because that's the first word that she ever taught me to read, and now I use that word all the time. That. Let's go to that place. That place, yeah. I love that about you.
And I don't know how she does it because does she read ahead to see if she's whispering? Because she never has to go back and know that she's whispering. Like the character is whispering or shouting. I like it when Grandma reads me stories.
I can tell in her personality type that she loves reading. And she also loves reading the Bible most of all. I see Bibles all over her house. I also have a couple of my own that she influenced me to read. And I've almost read the whole Bible. I'm close. And she really teaches me about Jesus.
Some of the books she has to read out loud to us, and she lets us do fun crafts while we're doing that. When she reads the books, she sometimes lets us color some color pages, or she lets us, I'm decorating this jewelry box right now, and then Michaela is making this little house that's really cool, and that my grandma's letting her do, yeah.
Grandma loves crafts. When I think of Grandma, I think of crafts. I think of a table. I think of a bunch of puzzles and games. She loves to have fun. She's all about fun. She's a lot like Grandpa in the way that she likes to tease. She'll make silly jokes and stuff like that. She likes playing games, like I mentioned, where we'll come to her house and my dad will even be like, okay, I'm leaving you guys alone for a little while. And then she'll be like, okay, let's get out of the game. Let's do the things with the stuff. She always loves to have fun. She's a very fun person.
Grandma is really creative. Something that I know me and my cousins did was like a craft camp, and that was awesome. So we all had our own little crafts stations where we'd go over and make these different crafts, and she'd run all of the stations at the same time. It's crazy. I could probably never do that. Yeah. I love having creative grandma because when we get a craft for Christmas, a craft set, we never do it at our house. So we always bring it to grandma's house, and we'll always end up doing it during school. She lets us be creative while she's reading to us and stuff.
Pretty much every year over summer, Grandma will do this thing called Cousin Camp, where one time we did it for 4th of July, and all the cousins will come over and we'll just have a lot of fun and do puzzles and do activities and crafts and games. And probably my favorite one was when we did the circus. We were all clowns, and I still see this picture in her bathroom, or in one of her bathrooms, I don't know. But we just had so much fun that year. We made a whole show, and even though it didn't turn out all that great, it wasn't Broadway worthy, but even though it didn't turn out all that great, it was so much fun.
Ooh, cousin camp? We used to do it at her old house when we would make these cool yarn things, and I love making those. But I didn't really make lots of those because I didn't really know how to make them. So we would do this cousin camp thing where my cousins would and I would go to the pool or something. But now she moved, so it's just the little cousins because the big cousins don't want to do it anymore. I don't know why. And last cousin camp, we wore these green shirts that said cousin camp, and it was really cool. I don't know how she made those, but it was really cool. And we would go to the pool and play games and do all of that stuff, which was really make me happy that she would arrange that. Grandma's very creative, and she also she makes a lot of crafts one time we had to make flowers for our school door, and we had to cut out a piece of cardboard like in a circle and then write our name in the middle and just circle it and circle it and circle it, and then we taped paper leaves all around it, like 4 layers at least 4, and so we put them, mine, the Madsen's, and Michaela's at the very end.
The one thing that anybody would say about her, and I'm saying anybody, and that like if I hadn't met her, I would know right away just by the look of her that she loves crafts. We have cousin camp a lot. This year, the older cousins weren't here, but the year before we were there, and she taught me a really cool life hack that nobody can find on the internet: how to make pom-poms. Now I have them hanging everywhere, all over my room. And her crafts aren't like, I love going to her house because, her and my grandpa's house, because they have so much stuff, and usually I can look on the internet and it's called 5-minute crafts, but usually it's actually 5-day crafts. But for her, she has life hacks that actually work, and she's just so kind, and she actually never, I think this will be her quote, but it's called "Never Waste Time," because she has never wasted a second or a minute. I looked at pictures last night, and when my dad was growing up, every picture looked like it never wasted time, and I bet it didn't, because she's always on to the next thing.
Yeah, she is old. She is an old lady.
She's fun, creative, she's loving, and she really likes doing school with us and doing all the fun activities with that.
Yeah,
Where does she take you?
to every person she knows.
She takes you to every park she knows?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite park that you go to with her?
Yeah,
Which one?
the Coast Guard Park.
Tell me about the Coast Guard Park.
It has a big ship.
And?
That's all.
Okay.
Grandma cries a lot, so she just cries a lot. Every time we see her, I think she cries. And she's always happy, and, well, not always, but mostly happy. And at my school, I got to bring Grandma in 1st grade, and she was actually being really nice to me, and I got to go in chairs and read outside with her, and we read this dog book, and I would read the first page, and she would read the second page, and if it was hard words, she would help me, and that made me really happy.
If we don't understand stuff, she'll take time to explain it, and I really like that.
She likes to play with me.
We say, I love you to the moon, and I say, I love you to the sun. She says, I love you to the bottom of the ocean. I say, I love you to the top of the ocean. And yeah, that's it.
Grandpa and Grandma are intentional about making memories. They always mean for something to happen. They're always in the moment.
Yes, I love Grandma's traditions that she has, and one of my favorite ones is having the family over for Thanksgiving. I really like that.
Grandma and Grandpa have made a lot of traditions in our house. Because of them, I've grown up in a fun house, because my dad grew up in a fun house. We go to the beach, and we celebrate Christmas by singing Happy Birthday to Jesus, or we all spend time together. We do Thanksgiving together. We just have a lot of traditions that we do as a family.
I like making memories with my grandparents. I mean, it's just really nice being able to do that. I know some people don't have grandparents like us, and it's really nice having them.
Because of them, I have vacation memories and Thanksgiving memories and Christmas memories and Disneyland memories and Disney on Ice memories. Just so many memories.
Looking at everybody, we all take a little bit of Grandma and Grandpa in our personality. Silly, creative, crafty, silly again. Other ones is generous, and no wasting time.
They're really loving, compassionate, and just encouraging, and those are the people that I want to be with. Yeah.
I love that my grandparents came to know Jesus and taught my dad about Jesus, and now they're teaching me. I've learned a lot from them, and now I feel like I'm just like them. Crafty, funny, and generous. And yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa have always loved no matter what, even though all their sons have taken different paths. But unconditionally, they're always praying for them and being present in their lives. Whether it's Shane being up in Alaska, they go visit him. Uncle Christopher, they go visit him. They always make sure that Uncle David and Auntie Jill and Reefy Ann can fly down. They are very good at keeping that family bond together no matter what.
I love my grandma and grandpa all around the world 1,000 times, and up to God's throne and down to earth.
Thanks, Grandpa and Grandma,
For being kind.
For being available to our parents.
for sharing your home,
For taking me to ballet.
For coming to my karate.
for taking me to Disney on Ice,
For watching my soccer games.
The earthquakes. For watching my soccer. Go Sharks.
For braiding our hair.
For swimming with me.
for putting Band-Aids on my boo-boos,
For going to my dad's softball game so we don't have to.
For teaching me life hacks.
For taking me to Mayo.
For teaching me and my brothers and sisters.
For being our Uber.
For forgiving my dad for taking malt balls out of your underwear drawer.
For being compassionate.
for hugging me so tight,
For being patient with me as a student.
For teaching me to love reading.
For loving all 5 of your sons.
for making me laugh,
For cousin camp.
for showing me Jesus.
For showing me Jesus.
For showing my dad Jesus.
Thank you, Grandpa and Grandma, for giving me some tidbits for things in our lives, and thank you for coming to Daisyland with me.
For coming to Grandparents and Great Friends Day.
For taking me on dates. Thank you for being my grandma and grandpa.
For loving unconditionally.
Thank you for loving me.
Thanks, Grandpa and Grandma. I love you.
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 I love you. Good time. I love you lay this bed.